Welcome to the sun-bathed islands of the Adley Bay. At the middle of these warm waters sits the capital, Veli, the largest among all other cities in the bay and a true sight to behold. Rich in natural resources, bountiful fishing and favorable soil, the Adley Bay has boomed into a bustling paradise with boats coming and going with product in tow. Seaplanes and flying boats, an aeronautical invention only a few decades old and growing in popularity. Those brave enough to pilot a plane tend to do so for an occupational or economical advantage, while others, for crooked reasons. Brew pirates, backwater bootleggers, they taint these lands in choking smog, plunder ingredients and steal from the peaceful locals to forcefully sustain their brewing monopoly. The pirates operate in secrecy from the surrounding landmass of the Marieth and Delholdin nations. Their presence expands, forcing their brews as they rove freely and unchallenged. That was until two unlikely heroes stepped forward. Nigel, a flunky from the Marieth Flight Academy. Undeterred, Nigel refuses to give up on his dream of becoming a career pilot. With very little flight hours on his record, he's eager to find anyone that will fly with him. And Francie, the daughter of a successful merchant in the Marieth capital. When she learned of her father's shop being ransacked by the pirates for goods used in their brewing production, she vowed to help protect the bay and return what was stolen. In this time of turmoil, our unlikely heroes unite under one banner and one name. Henceforth, the Brew Barons came to be.
All right, we're here. The city of Veli. The last remaining location in the bay that still shines bright with opportunity.
Not a bad place to start a brewing enterprise. I hope the locals won't mind us setting up shop here.
Some may be wary, but I'm sure we can sway minds and gather support if we can produce quality brews people
All right then, let's do this. I just wish we had enough money left over from the renovations to buy a better seaplane. The salesman may have swindled us with this junker.
How about that? She floats. As I knew it would. Now before you head off, just a reminder to keep your speed low when entering or exiting any harbors. Harbors often have plenty of boats and obstacles that can cause some real harm to you and your plane if you're not careful, so just keep your throttle low and you'll do fine.
I'm more concerned about the illuminated rust holes shining up through the floor.
Rust? Just think of it as weight reduction. Anyhow, remember what I said. Oh, and try not to fly too high. That engine has carburetor issues. Bye-bye now.
Oh boy. Well, let's see what this thing can do. I'll give you a quick refresher on the plane controls and instruments.
Great, let's start.
This is our fuel gauge. We have a full tank at the moment and shouldn't need to refuel for a while. Oh, this meter represents the plane's cargo capacity. And currently, we aren't carrying anything. Take note that a heavily loaded plane will become a bit more sluggish in handling and speed. Highlighted here is our compass, attitude indicator, speed display, and altitude display. This is the engine throttle. Hold the throttle input to gradually raise or lower the plane speed. The throttle amount will remain fixed at that location when released. Just remember to lower your throttle when you want to slow down or stop. The red portion of the throttle bar represents sustained engine damage. Damage will limit engine performance. Blue is the plane health bar. From the looks next to the throttle bar is the propeller pitch toggle. Simply put, you can invert your propeller angle and make the plane traverse either forwards or reverse. You would only want to use this if the plane gets snagged or stuck. And finally, steering the plane. Simply point the reticle in the direction you want to go, and I'm sure your flying intuition will take over.
It's coming back to me now. I recall the ignition button has to be held for several seconds in order to fire the engine up.
That's right. Hold the ignition button to start up the plane. Apply some throttle and follow the ring markers. They will lead...
Are they really flying in that thing?
What happened to that plane? Did the pirates get them?
Huh? Is this some kind of joke? Look at the state of that seaplane.
Arrived at the brewery. Welcome to our new base of operations.
We own all 3 floors? Huh, not bad.
Yep, it may look a little rundown right now, but it's just a matter of time before we turn this place into a grand establishment that strikes down the pirates' monopoly for good. The second floor contains the actual brewery, while the third floor sits mostly empty, waiting to be converted into a bar. And last, there's our plane hangar that resides at the bottom. See this golden square? This indicates a dockable location. This particular one will take us directly into our hangar. Always reduce your speed when maneuvering into a dockable location. Otherwise, you run the risk of overshooting and possibly crash.
Got it. Now that we're here, let's get this plane inside and fix it up.
Welcome to the hangar. Let's jump right into the basics. From here, you can craft new planes, load or modify an existing one, and purchase new blueprints from the parts catalog. A plane will always need a pilot and co-pilot, which you can assign in the roster tab. You can also, before we go any further, let's get this plane fixed up. In order to modify the plane, we must first fix up the structural damage. You can do so by opening the repair tab located on the plane information panel. Once opened, move the slider all the way to the right to repair all damage and accept the purchase. Now that the structural damage is repaired, we can construct some new wings. Start by opening the Modify tab.
I noticed the wing construction required not only money, but also crafting materials. I'm sure we'll find more materials while venturing, so we should collect and bring them back. Anyways, I guess we're now ready to fly?
Yep. In fact, I have a small delivery errand destined to a local bar on the other side of town. We can fly over there in no time. We're going to exchange a few bottles of old cider I have for a valuable piece of plane equipment. Let's start by moving all the bottles of cider from the brewery inventory into the plane inventory.
The cider is now loaded in the plane's cargo space. It looks like we're all set.
Right. Let's head out. You can undock from the exit menu shown here.
Oil, flaps, rudder. All meters look good. Ready for the maiden flight?
betcha. You can see we now have a delivery contract located in the upper right. The bar is located within eye range, just on the opposing side of the city. Take note of the gold docking square and small pier. Pilots should always... You'll want to avoid approaching the pier head-on. You will almost certainly crash if you're Instead, approach a pier from a perpendicular angle. This presents the safest way to dock at a pier, and also makes for an easy exit. To help you approach at the correct angle, I've placed a series of rings. When you're ready, just follow them, and they will safely guide us to the delivery point. Take note of the ring color as you approach them. Their color will suggest the ideal throttle percent for the smoothest commute. Yellow is 100% throttle. I'll remind you of appropriate throttle power mid-flight. Let's start up.
The hell? The hell just happened? Apparently pressing Q is a bad thing. Ah, I hit Staying flies like a bag of shit.
Set 30% throttle now. Reduce your speed. Slowly enter the final ring. There! That didn't take long at all. See this animated symbol? This means we're in a dockable location. When the dock input is pressed, it will bring up the docking menu. You can press the dock button now. The docking menu comes with several options such as resting or managing your delivery contracts. For now, let's take the first option and enter the establishment.
The floor is sticky. A bit of a dive, ain't it? What self-respecting person would drink a...
Shh. Keep your voice down. The bar owner is coming this way.
Hey, a couple of new faces. Take a seat wherever you wish.
Hi. We're not here to drink.
I see you caught my ad in the paper. Is that cider? Great. You have a deal. But be careful with that plane equipment. Hydro aviation can be pretty dangerous in the hands of a novice.
Wait, what? We're toying with hydropropulsion? You've got to be kidding me. I don't know if I can endure such...
Oh, it's not just hydropropulsion. Hydroprojectiles, too. But relax. I'm sure we'll be fine in your capable hands. Besides, we'll need an advantage if we're going to stand up to those pirates.
I can see you two have some grand plans on the horizon. That and your unsightly plane parked outside. Come, I'll help you rig up the equipment. One more adjustment here. And done. You're now set up to boost through the sky with a torrent of high-pressure water blasting behind you. Oh, geez. I lost track of time and got to get back to my bar. One last thing. If you're going to craft more brews, I might be willing to buy some more from you. But first, I'll see how my patrons like that cider. Take care.
Well, that's fortunate. We have our first brew client. Hopefully next time we can deliver him something better than that basic
Sounds good. There's ingredients scattered throughout the bay that we could collect and craft into all sorts of unique brews. Though first things first, we should cover the basics of plane abilities. Above the compass is the plane's ability bar. It displays the currently equipped ability and water meter. Plane abilities consume...
Let's start by testing out the water boosting ability. It's great for hopping island to island at rapid speed.
To use the ability, we must first refill the water tank. This will happen automatically when we are close to the water. Once we have enough water, we can use the ability by pressing the primary ability input. Let's start by following the rings and getting into position. Once we're in position, I will give you the signal to hold down the boost ability and keep it held down. Okay, boost now. Hold down the boost ability and don't let go. Nigel, are you okay? You look a bit queasy.
Whoa, that was intense. I'm just a bit dizzy. I think flying at those speeds takes some getting used to.
Check it out. We have a view of the whole island from up here. There's small clusters of apple trees all around. We can try collecting those for our brews. Shoot the apple trees with your water projectiles to knock their fruit off and swoop in to collect them. If a tree runs out of apples,
You
move
alright,
on to
bud?
another. A depleted tree will grow back after several days elapse. You can switch to the water gun. Head back down to a lower altitude when you're ready and test out the water.
Sounds like a plan. Let's not forget to refill the water tank when necessary and stay within range of the island. Now let's collect 100 apples.
Sounds like our engine is struggling up here. That salesman definitely sold us a lemon. Let's fly down to a lower altitude before it dies completely.
Apples?
There we go. That's 100 apples loaded in the plane.
Next, we can head back to the brewery to process the apples. I'll place a marker to remind us where the hangar is located. Back home in one piece and a cargo hull full of apples. Let's head up to the second floor brewery. You can access it from the exit menu.
You managed to fit a fully functional brewery on a single floor?
Impressive, right? We can take those apples we just collected and turn them into brews in no time at all. The first thing we need to do is move the apples from the plane inventory into the brewery. You can open the inventory tab to make the transfer.
Oh, I missed somebody. Well, the computer was making noise, but it shouldn't be making noise.
Great. Now that the apples are available to be processed, I can quickly explain the brewery menus. Highlighted at the top are the brewery options. In addition to crafting new brews, you can also look up recipes, manage your back catalog, upgrade the brewery, and manage any delivery contracts. Let's start by opening the Create menu. The large metal pot is where we will blend all our ingredients. Highlighted is the brewery pot interface. It's used to measure percentage ratios of ingredients dispensed into the blending pot. It's important to know that only the top 3 ingredients in the pot of a sufficient quantity will count towards your brew outcome. So don't go throwing in a whole slew of different ingredients in. It won't do you much good. Beneath the ingredient percentages shows the value of your dispensed ingredients. And below that is the alcohol by volume percentage. As you dispense items into your pot, the maximum alcohol potential Maximum alcohol potential is something you'll want to take note of if you're crafting a brew for a client that has specified how much alcohol the drink should contain. Here's the reset button. If you dispense the wrong ingredient or your pot contents don't reach a desired alcohol potential. Now the fun part. This is the ingredient wheel. It allows you to cycle through all of the ingredients that have been placed in the brewery inventory. Let's hold the dispense button to drop all 100 apples into the pot. The ingredients will blend once a total of 100 units are dispensed. Next, we'll add yeast to the mixture, which will convert into alcohol. The more yeast you add will result in a higher alcohol content, but will never exceed its maximum alcohol potential. You can add yeast by holding down and releasing the scoop button. The longer the hold, the more yeast will be added. The process of adding yeast will stop if you hit the end button, or if the alcohol content of your pot reaches its max potential.
Yeah, well, make it fast.
Next, we'll process the mixture. We can ferment, which will produce a higher yield of drinks with a low value and alcohol percentage. Or we can ferment and distill, which will produce lower yield with a higher value product and alcohol percentage. Take note that each method will produce a different type of brew. In this case, our apple mixture can either become a cider or a brandy depending on which method is taken. Let's choose fermenting and let the brew-o-matic work its magic. Presto! Our mixture has now been turned into a cider. This particular brew turned out a little basic, though no worries. Next time we can try crafting a brew with multiple ingredients to produce a better product. From here we can discard or bottle the brew. Let's select bottle to continue. We can start to customize our product to our liking. We can change the bottle appearance and rename the product to anything we'd like. When you're happy with the design, you can press the Finish button. Our Our new cider brew will now appear under the My Products menu. This menu is used to produce more units of any branded brews you've already crafted. Should a client request a branded brew that's out of stock, you can open this menu to produce more if you have sufficient ingredients. There's one last step. Seeing as we have no client contracts requesting cider, we can stock the cider at our own bar, which we need to set up first. There used to be a bunch of old antiques collecting dust up here. It may not look like much and the floors creak terribly, but with enough effort we can turn this into a lively bar.
One that's stocked full with our own brewed products? That would be great.
We'll have to start with a basic tarnished floor plan for the time being. With enough funds, the bar can be renewed and polished. In doing so, it will gather our bar more fame. This is the fame meter. It will rise as we improve our bar and sell quality brews. With more fame comes more sales. It won't be easy, but our goal is to fill this meter and create a renowned top-tier bar that takes sales away from the pirates.
In that case, we should style the bar accordingly to the types of brew we plan to sell. A bar patron that prefers cider might enjoy a rustic bar theme, whereas a wine drinker might...
Sure. With all the chairs and antiques I found up here, it shouldn't take much for us to try out several bar themes. We can find a theme that... Let's start by choosing a theme for our bar. You can do so by opening the design panel.
Beer, wine. What do we have? We got cider.
Next, let's think of a good name for the bar. Maybe a name that portrays an establishment of sophistication and class? I'll leave that up. Type the name into the text box and press enter when you're done.
Bobs.
That's an interesting choice. It's different. Fortunately, we can always change it later. From this menu, you can adjust the cosmetics of our bar and upgrade the theme. Upgrading will help us gain fame a bit faster. Now with the bar all set up, we'll want to stock our cider so it can be slowly sold over time. You can open the inventory and make the brew transfer.
Yeah.
There, we're now open for business. Be sure to keep the bar stocked with brews that suit our chosen theme. In doing so, we'll help keep our patrons happy. We should also get in the habit of checking in on our bar every now and then. We can review our sales history and gossip with the locals that might provide useful feedback.
Right. It looks like we're all set and ready to finally start this. Let's get out there and explore. Make connections, collect ingredients, and grow our brewing enterprise.
Bar, brew, some possible colors, and explore.
It looks like we have our first customer already. I suppose the word gets around fast in these sleepy places. If you want to talk to them, do so by clicking the gossip menu and selecting them. Welcome. I'm Francie, one of the proprietors of this new establishment. You look a bit troubled, almost like you need a drink.
You can say that again. I'm Farmer Gus of the Island Farmers Association, though perhaps not for much longer. Those pirate ships and submarines won't let any of our cargo vessels through, so now our produce just goes unharvested in the fields.
I know your pain. So too has my father's business been disrupted. That's one reason why I'm here in the Bay, to see if I can help break up their monopoly that has affected so many of us.
Well, that's good to hear. Taking out their naval divisions would be a great start, but be careful. They look pretty dangerous. In the meantime, just help yourself to any of the crops in the fields around here. There are a couple of different types, so if you need to know any more about them, just ask. We're also short on farmhands. Most quit in fear. So I'll take any spare crops you have on hand and reward a few coin in return. Wheat grows in the fields around here. Pilots can perform an arrow harvesting maneuver with their propellers by flying through the fields. but just be careful not to hit the ground. There are different types of wheat to be found in the islands. As you travel further out, the wheat becomes tougher to cut, so you will need to upgrade your propeller. But for the islands around here, your current propeller will be fine. Gopher potatoes are cultivated in the nearby fields. They can be harvested from the air, but they are too deeply rooted for your water gun to be effective. I can give you my old water bombing equipment for your plane. With a carefully placed bomb, you should be able to dislodge the potatoes and collect them. There are other ingredients planted in the fields in the outer islands, but you will need to upgrade your bomb to dislodge them.
Welcome to the grand opening of our bar. Can I offer you a drink?
I'm Inspector Ruslana, Chief of Police and Brewing Standards Inspector for the City of Valet. I was the one that approved your permit application. So, I'm just...
Well then, consider it on the house for esteemed members of the law enforcement community.
Yes, let's buy off.
I really shouldn't since I'm on duty, but I suppose just this once. Thank you. Let's see how this tastes. Bland and tasteless. I don't think you'll stay in business for long if you keep serving...
I'm sorry to hear that. How can we make less...
Your drinks will be more interesting if you add different ingredients, but be careful to get the proportions right, or it will just come out like sludge. That outfit is causing me problems. They pose as a legitimate brewing company, but they've been using strong-arm tactics and intimidation to coerce the local bars to stock their products. I've managed to keep things in check around here, but in the outer islands, I've heard they have an absolute monopoly. So be warned that if you compete with them, you need to be prepared for a fight. You could invest into bar and brewery upgrades for greater returns. Or you can invest into your plane to pull off more efficient deliveries, battle pirates, or complete quests, to name a few. It's really up to you how you'd like to grow your company. I still haven't gotten the awful taste of that last one out of...
Okay, so where are we going? That's good, that's good. It's a catalog. Ornaments? Okay. Let's go get some stuff. How do I get rid of that? There we go.
Now, with all the technical information out of the way, we are free to do whatever we want. I might suggest we visit the local bars and see if they're willing to buy brews from us. We could start with a bar called the Pelican and Pipe. It's just around the corner from here. I'll put down a marker at the location. Let's pay them a visit.
Welcome to the Pelican and Pipe. Peter's the name, though some call me Old Man McGee. Fancy a pint, or you're just gonna gawk about? Suit yourself then. What can I do you for? Ah, prickly beer, nectar of the gods. It's mostly what we like to drink around here. It can be sweet or crispy, fruity or dry, but nothing beats that prickly sensation in the back of your throat. It's made from prickly wheat, of course. You might have seen the golden fields nearby. In fact, they should be ready for harvesting right now. It's also used to make a delicious vodka, and we might ask for that once in a while. But to be honest, we're mostly about the beer. That bilge, don't get me started. Their substandard batches vary with little consistency. The chief puts in a good effort to keep those trash brews out from flooding our local market. But there's only so much she can do. A lot of trade takes place around here, and shipments come and go quickly. We bar owners, we're always on the lookout for a shipment of quality brews that manage to enter from one of the mainland nations. Feels like a damn well miracle when it happens, though most of the time we're forced to stock that pirate junk. A real shame, I tell you. Well, as a matter of fact, I am. Of course, normally I'd get my stock imported from Old Blighty, but times are tough. Still, you seem like a reliable chap, and we're basically neighbors, so I'll give you a chance. I'll draw up a contract right away. Just to get you started, here's a recipe for a brew we like around here. Of course, you don't have to follow it exactly, but it should give you an idea to begin with. Make sure you deliver on time, though. I've no patience for contract breakers. And be sure the quality is good. I've got standards to maintain.
Okay, so what was it? It was apple and wheat. This is wheat and wheat. There. What are you doing? Leave it open.
Spotted.
Yeah, nobody's watching you, don't worry. You're not lucky like you. Are you when you stream tomorrow? Is that a fishing spot? Yeah, it's not a bad game. I'm also just testing to see, because you were saying that it was lagging last weekend. You said it was lagging last weekend.
Yeah, the live stream used to be lagging.
This one hasn't lagged at all. So I did change some settings. So we'll see how your list goes tomorrow. Recipe? What is that? How close do I have to get to that?
Spotted. I think I see a sunken wreck.
Is that what that is? I bet you'll need a hook for that. I do need a hook for that.
I spotted something. It's over there.
I bet you I need a hook for those. Oh, I'll just have to shoot that. Okay, well that works. Anyway, I was looking for apples, wasn't I? Apples? Where's the apples? Ooh. What are you? Honey? We need apples. If I can find the damn apples. Apparently they don't mind if I shoot them. There's the apples there.
When the notification panel in the HUD shows up like that, it means there's something we should attend to. In this case, it means we have a new contract. We can manage our delivery contracts by pressing the Brew Contracts button on the docking menu. Here, we have all of our contracts with the newest outlined in green. Contracts that are pending can be accepted or declined by first selecting them. Once you accept a contract, you are committed to delivering the full amount within the number of days on the contract. If you fail to do that, there are penalties, so don't accept a contract if you don't intend to fulfill it. But right now we need the cash, so let's go ahead and accept this one. Now that we've accepted the contract, it moves into the lower panel. Would you like an explanation on each field? First is the name of the bar to deliver to. Don't worry if you forget the name. There will be an indicator on the map to remind you. Next is the category of drink. Next is the number of brews required. This is the minimum required quality that we must meet or exceed, though not all contracts have a quality requirement. Regardless, we should still try to deliver the best brews we can to avoid angering our clients. This is the desired main ingredient of the brew. It's okay to include other ingredients too, as long as it doesn't exceed the main ingredient. This is the min and max alcohol content our brew must be between. Don't go outside this ABV range when adding yeast, otherwise it won't satisfy. Lastly, there's the number of days we are given to deliver the goods. Try your best not to be late. Well, that's just about all there is to know about contracts, so let's get to it.
Okay. Where are we? Inventory. That's for all. We need some more apples. Oh.
Now that we have an accepted contract, we'll want to make a brew that will fulfill the terms. Shall I explain some helpful features in the brewery? First, let's start by opening the contract panel. In the accepted contracts panel, at the end, there's a button which will pin the contract in the brewery. Just click that button now. Great. We've pinned the contract. Listed here is our main ingredient and the required type of brew. Now let's see if we have a recipe for that brew. Let's open the recipe panel. Here's all the recipes we've collected so far. You can pin any one of them for easy reference by clicking them. Let's find a recipe for our desired brew type, made from our desired ingredient.
Hairy mace. Holy freaking recipes.
You don't have to use a recipe from the book. If you're feeling lucky, you can try experimenting, but recipes are a more reliable method. Hopefully we can find more recipes as we explore the bay.
That one is what he wanted.
The rest is up to us.
Okay, so... 35% prickly pear. Create. What's that little one in there? Okay, that. Where's my... There we go. Okay. So it was 35% of that. 20 apples. throw some honey in. Where are we at? Then it was a maximum of 13. Uh-oh. Did I go over? Or does that still count? I don't know if that counts. Let's just bottle it anyway. There we go. Okay. Oh, I think I went over. Oh well, let's go and...
That was very kind of the farmer to donate his water bombing equipment. I'm sure we can put it to good use. It's installed on the secondary ability slot on the plane. Like most abilities, it too is dependent on the water meter to function. Just use the secondary input to use the secondary ability. If we have more than one secondary ability equipped, we can cycle the abilities with this input. At some point, we should give it a try and water bomb some...
Okay, screwed up that first one. Almost whiffed it. Almost whiffed it. Really? I got 3 potatoes out of that. Okay, I think I need wheat. those.
Fuel check 3/4 full.
What's that, blueberry? Grapes. Scoop up some more of these.
Light collision. Damage sustained.
And I knew I was going to hit the ground eventually. Oh, looks like a little wheat field right there. There's one there. Okay, so there's two over this side. Swap with that one, check this back, and go back to the apples. Uh-oh.
The plane is pretty much wrecked. I don't even want to look at the repair bill on this one.
Okay, so I need... You know what? Transfer that to... So that one went too high anyway. Now I need apples. What the hell is calling me at 9:39? Freaking Amazon freaking scammers. Check and see if the light's flashing on it. I don't think it will be. I think it's just Amazon scammers or something. Yes, it's a scam. Well, that's weird because it's an Australian number. George, are you ready for bed yet? Are you ready for bed yet? I did. Hey, you ready for bed?
Just getting my daily.
Okay, we'll have that and then go to bed, okay? Well, have your hot chocolate first.
What?
Have your hot chocolate first.
Yeah, ready. My bedroom's there.
Yeah, just give me like 15 more minutes.
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah, get everything out to the couch. What? The pillows dropped? That's not very good. Okay, so I gotta remember this time I gotta keep it under 13%.
See ya, Chad. I'll see you tomorrow on my live streams. See ya.
Oh. I forgot to do that. Okay. Create. Let's go. So 30, what was it? 35. And then it was 20. Another 5 of And some more apples. That should be good. So remember, keep it under 13%. Okay, that should be good. Okay, so we bottle that. So what's going on at the bar? Everybody's there. Oh, sold 10 units of cider. That to there, that to there. George, did you turn my light off? You turned my light off. Can you turn it back on, please?
Why can I see?
No, I can't see. Thank you. Oh, it's gonna get that there.
About time you showed up. We're all pop. Show me what you got then. Well, that's definitely on the average side, but it'll do. That's all the units. Thank you very much, Squire. We'll be in touch with another contract in due course.
Look here. I'm not here trying to cause any issues. I'm just trying to enjoy my drink in peace. What do you want from me? Oh, wait. I've seen your plane before. You're part of that Brew Barons group, aren't you? I used to work for the pirate group. We're talking a year ago. I flew one of those small pirate gunships all over the Del Holden and Marieth coasts with my crew spreading fear and robbing the weak. I don't say that with pride. I regret my past choice. I quit the gang after someone deep... I was just about to ask about that. I've been looking for ways to make up for my past. I tried religion, charitable acts, and community service to atone, but nothing really seems to help. Whenever I see a glimpse of those pirates on the horizon, it puts me in a rage. The bastards know they're hurting others and spreading misery, but they don't care. Their greed blinds them. With that said, I will not pass up this opportunity. Those pirates seriously boil my blood. So, if I can help with the toppling of the goons, I'd gladly step up to the task. I'll be waiting for assignment back at your establishment.
Goodbye.
Hello? Is this working now? Oh, I have to hold the button down. Is that right? Hi, Mom. Yes, it's working. You know this isn't really the best time. Oh, hello, dear. Well, you know, your father and I were just wondering how on earth we could get in touch with you, and then I was talking to Mrs. Arkwright from across the street. You remember her youngest, Eliza, don't you? Well, it turns out she's engaged now to a doctor.
Yes, I remember Lizzie from school. Well, good for her.
So anyway, her eldest, Simon, well, he became an engineer, and it turns out he's an expert in shortwave radio, and he had a spare one. So I asked if we could borrow it, and he came around and set it up for us. He's such a lovely young man and so polite. Didn't you used to like him when you were at school? I think he's still single now.
No, I didn't, Mom. He's creepy, and he used to put dead insects in my backpack.
Your father and I were a bit worried about you flying around in that dangerous-looking machine. So we'll just give you a call from time to time to make sure everything is all right, okay?
Not really, Mom. We need to keep the radio line open for emergencies.
Good. Well, that's settled then. Now I really must be going. It's the church bridge club today, and I'm going to be late.
Bye now. Something tells me she's gonna be calling way too often.
Drifted. Maybe. The hell is that? Thank you. Contracts. Thirsty sailor. 34 units of cider. Sure. That means apples. What the hell are you doing?
Oh man, the plane is wrecked. I don't think our insurance policy covers reckless flying.
Well, that was just stupid. Yeah, I think I'm going to leave this here.